Hey Stargazers, Arik Xander here. We're talking about the spiritual weather of February, starting from February 17th until February 23rd. There's a lot going on this week. First, we have Chiron will be moving into Aries, and then we have the Sun moving into Pisces, and then we have the full moon in Virgo and some other transits going on. So yeah, there is a lot going on. And when we're talking about the spiritual weather, what that essentially means is that everything in this world can be broken down into an archetype. So I like to use the science and the art of astrology to read these archetypes and see how they interact with each other, the constellations that they're creating. And you can imagine that every moment, every day, every second is a very unique mandala, and that mandala is creating reality. So it can be a bad mood, or someone pops in, or a song comes on the radio that you love. These are all different transits and transitory effects that are created by the mandala of archetypes. And this week we have some very big players are moving into what's called new signs or new archetypes. So Chiron is the planet, it's not a planet, it's an asteroid. Chiron is the asteroid of the wounded healer. And part of my work, part of my specialty is astrological healing. And Chiron is the wounded healer, and I have a technique called the Chiron point. And everybody has this point on their body. And Chiron, and it connects to the Chiron in their chart. And when you find where this Chiron point is in a session with someone I've trained, or myself, or it's different students, you seal this point and then healing can remain. It's like fixing that Achilles heel. Now, you get an idea of what Chiron does to our bodies, to our minds. It's these deep wounds that we have, that we need to heal, that we're born with. They're very deep. And so everyone has a very particular Chiron placement. Now Chiron today, like right now, has been transiting through Pisces, and it's in what's called the Omega of the zodiac. It's that last degree of the zodiac. And it's healing all the archetypes, all the signs, because it's the accumulation of everything, where everything is being integrated. Now when Chiron this week on Tuesday, on February 18th, will be moving into Aries, into the alpha of the zodiac, that's 0 degree Aries, we are beginning a new healing journey. So we're doing this as a collective. Anything you want to heal, anything that you need to work on, it's time to do it now. Now I think it's really interesting because it's actually happening in the United States on President's Day. Now Aries is connected to authority. It's connected to the emperor. It's connected to the father. So there's a lot of healing that's going to be going on one level with authority, with the father, with that male yang energy, our relationship to it. And everybody will experience this differently. Now, when Chiron is not utilized to heal, it makes the wounds worse. So we want to increase our awareness, we want to increase our consciousness so that that doesn't happen. We want to be proactive with this transit, okay? So there's a lot to be said about that, and we have some time to work with it, but we need to be made aware of it because it's happening this week. And again, it's a unique opportunity. So make sure your Chiron point is sealed if you know where it is. If you don't know where it is, I would suggest finding out how to do that with a local practitioner, or you can contact me on arikxander.com. Otherwise, wellness, health, all these things really, really, really important. And then later on the 18th, also depending on which time zone you're in, Venus is going to be making a very is a nice alignment with Saturn, which means that they're coming together to fuse together. So Venus is that desire nature. Saturn is that ability to manifest. We can see that our desires come into manifestation. We can see the fruit of our work. Value is increasing. We're getting more than what we pay for. We are also we are giving more value than what somebody else pays for. So everybody's doing this. It's a mutual increasement of value throughout the world. Then this week we also have, on Tuesday the 19th, the Sun is going to be moving into Pisces, into watery Pisces. So it's moving away from that energy of I'm sorry, this is on Tuesday. It's moving away from that airy energy of Aquarius and into that watery energy of Pisces. Now, Pisces is like December of the zodiac. It's the last month before the spring equinox, before the new astrological year. So it's a time that during Pisces we want to integrate things. Everything that we've experienced since the astrological new year last year, it's time to integrate them and to realize them and to make something new. It's time to evolve. So in a month or so, the Sun is going to also make a conjunction with Chiron, allowing for more healing. So it's really good that we are starting now so that we don't have any surprises later. And because we are moving into Pisces, if you have the zodiac wallpapers from my site, be sure to change it from Aquarius into Pisces if you're following the solar ingressions. I also offer the Pisces Essential Oil blend. You can check it out on my site as well, because every plant is ruled by a planet, and we have the synergies there that are specifically formulated to overcome the influences and to act of each of the archetypes and the signs, and to activate the gifts that they have to offer. And we can do that through aroma, through the limbic brain, and it helps to really align with these energies. So yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. Really, it's really amazing. And then this week we also have Neptune is going to be aligned with Mercury, so our intentions are getting a strong imaginative force to it. Write everything down. If you have a good idea, write it down. Don't be arrogant about it. Just write it down so that you can remember it for later. So we need to begin to see how we can bring our ideas into life. Ideas can change the world. Ideas can change your reality. So if we can implement them, because we will be inspired by so many great ideas, solutions to problems that we're looking for, or the next steps that we need to take. If we don't do this, they are going to remain reflections of our imagination, and we don't want them to go to waste, okay? Also, we have, so we talked about Chiron leaving Pisces, moving into Aries, the Sun moving into Pisces. Right after that happens, and then right after that happens, we have the full moon in Virgo, which is exactly 180 degrees from Pisces. Full moon in Virgo, 0 degrees Virgo. So we have the Sun 0 degrees Pisces, we have Chiron 0 degrees Aries, and we have Virgo, we have the full moon in Virgo. We have the full moon in 0 degrees Virgo. So yeah, there's really a lot for us to access here, really a lot for us to take advantage of, and we really want to make sure that we do that. So with the full moon that we have, Virgo it has a lot of healing energy. Chiron, like I said, is that deep wound that we need to heal. So you see that it is really a lot about letting go of these older things, especially as we approach the spring equinox, so that we can turn a new leaf, if you will. Time to restore, to reboot, and redirect if need be. I mean, I'm sure you feel it. There's a lot of changes going on. And if we have prepared, then it's not going to be so turbulent. But if we're kind of just like getting all these wake-up calls, then we can recover, we can make the best out of it. I'm always about making lemonade out of lemons, 100,000%. So Virgo, what is Virgo about? Yes, I said that it's about healing, and I'm talking about the full moon in Virgo now, this particular full moon in Virgo, but it's also about achieving our goals through hard work, through efficiency. In other words, being efficient and productive. If we can use this full moon really to our advantage, we will be able to have fun at work. We'll be able to take the next step at work. We maybe even will get a promotion or attract new business or new clients. Even if you're self-employed, that's what I'm talking about. So it's really the time to get an upgrade with our profession, what it is that we're doing, and how we go about doing things. Again, if we want to be wealthy, if we want to attract more money, if we want to be rich, we need to put in the work to realize our dreams and not be victimized by it. Pisces has that energy of being victimized by all the things that have to do, all the things that have to be done, and then it spaces out. But that Virgo energy, it's saying, no, this is what we need to do and this is how we're going to do it. And every full moon has a question because it's a quest. So it begins with the question. And the question of this full moon, you can read about it also in depth on arikxander.com, is, do I experience the saying, work makes life sweet, as a challenge or a relief? This is the question that we want to reflect upon during these 48 hours, okay, of the full moon. What is a full moon anyway? It's when the moon and the sun are opposite each other. They're reflecting back. So we want to reflect back to each other within ourselves as well. It's the solar plexus chakra and the third eye chakra, and we have that beautiful reflection through the throat and the heart and throughout all of our reality. Okay? So we're thinking about this question 24 hours before and 24 hours after the full moon, which is occurring exactly on February 19th at 3:53 p.m. Universal Time. You can convert it into your time zone. And I offer these full moon workshops, videos that you can actually participate in during that full moon window. It's a very powerful meditation to melt down obstacles that are in your way. So definitely check that out as well on my site, because it's only that ability to melt down those obstacles are only available in that full moon window. It's like trying to go to a bank and trying to cash a big check when they're closed. You got to go when they're open. These are these spiritual opportunities that you need to take advantage of. So keep that in mind and check it out if you're interested. So again, it doesn't really matter where you are in your business or where you are in the corporate ladder. We all have that equal opportunity to advance in our craft, to become wealthy, to become rich, and offer our unique gift to the world. That's what it's really about. So the only difference between a successful person and someone who fails is not how much talent they have or the people that they know or the resources they have. It's about persistence and commitment and resilience to pick yourself up and try again and keep doing it until you are successful. So we all have that potential. We all have that ability to be successful. And this full moon window of Virgo wants us to tap into that energy and eliminate any laziness that gets in the way of our goals, of our aspirations, the things, our dreams. Pisces. Virgo wants to work for those dreams that Pisces has. So yes, there's a lot going on, like I said. And if I look a little bit deeper and just into the chart of the full moon in Virgo, it's making what's called a double trine. And I'll talk about trines in a second, what that even means, because it sounds like Chinese, I know, but I'll explain. But it's making, let's just say, it has a relationship with Mars and Uranus, who are empowering each other. And it's giving us that freedom and the ability to break free from a situation that is sucking our energy and holding us back from working on what we love. So it's a time to become fearless, become a pioneer into our new reality or a new part of our reality. Okay? And everything is connected. Everything is connected. So if you pioneer into one area of your life, it will have manifestations in other areas of your life. So we're developing our skills, we're putting our best foot forward, and we see where we can improve, that nothing can stop us. Efficiency, like I said, is one of the key words of this full moon. So it would be a really good idea to make a list of all the things you want to do, and then make a sub list of how you're going to do them. How are you going to integrate them? How are you going to manifest them? Because working hard is the only process of manifestation. Our efforts are never lost. Even if we are working in a different field or a different area that we want to work on, if our work is dedicated to the attainment of our goals, we will reach them no matter what. I don't care if you're cleaning toilets and you want to be a cook. If you clean every toilet, that you are getting closer to being a cook, and that attitude, and you're certain about it, you will get it, I promise. Because I always teach my clients, like even astrologically, you have these 12 different houses. If you work on one house, it helps another house. Because it's all connected. Do you guys remember that game? Like when you had all the marbles and then you had like those red sticks, I think they were red, and like you'd pull them and like you had to like get them down. I can't remember what it was called, but that's the idea. You pull on one string and the manifestation comes. And you don't know. Sometimes people are looking everywhere to figure out where do I need to do the work, and then things just happen. That's what we call magic. But there's a science to it. There's a way to do it. That's what these spiritual archetypes, that's what these spiritual systems are there for us to tap into. We don't need to suffer and be deprived, to be in a state of deficiency, because that's really what any kind of health problem is, that there's a deficiency. And if we have that fulfillment that Venus wants to give us, that Saturn wants us to work for, that Virgo is giving us the power to do, we will have it. And I understand it's a little bit difficult to understand in this instant gratification world, but it is true. It is true that we cannot just feel entitled to things. We have to work hard. We have to hone our skills. We have to really cultivate and really appreciate what it is that we have to offer the world. So we all have, again, that opportunity, but it just depends on who's going to take it. So I want to talk about trines really quick, because trines have to do with talents and God-given gifts that we have. They think some things just flow easier to some people than others, and that's fine because they've worked for that in past lives or even in this life. But then they wouldn't say it flows easily, that they had to work hard for it. So if you're born with a gift, you worked hard for it. So the thing is now, if you have a trine, if you have trine energy, or if you have these gifts, here's the problem. They can go to waste. We don't want them to go to waste. We want to cultivate them. We want to refine them. We want to really use them. Okay? It's very important that we harness our talents. And if we don't have any natural gifts, then we need to work for them, because they will come. Humans are amazing. We can do anything. We can do anything we put our mind to, and we have to put our hands to work and do them too. And the world needs your expression. The world needs your work. Okay? So it's never too late. Don't give up. The world needs what you have to offer. And in light of doing that, Virgo is about health consciousness. One of the things that rolls over is the small intestine, for example. So we want to eat right, especially with Chiron moving into Aries, starting that new healing journey around the zodiac with that deepest seed level energy. Put an emphasis with that full moon in Virgo. We're putting an emphasis on our diet and the choices we make when we're putting food into our bodies. Is something depleting us, or is it giving us energy? And what are we doing with that energy? Are we being productive, or are we being lazy? It's really important. Like, get in with your health practitioner, whatever it is. I also offer it. See which foods are taking away energy or putting energy into you, and then contemplate, what are you doing with that energy? Are you creating more energy with that, or are you wasting it? Think about these things. I can totally help with this. So can anybody who's like, knows about energy work. But the thing is, your body knows. You know when you eat something, it's taking you down, or if it's giving you energy. Be mindful about this, especially on the full moon, as long as you're also focusing on your craft. So what I want to say in regards to the craft work and the refinement is that we're putting our best foot forward. That is the most important thing. right? Because if we are worried what people are going to think about us in our work, it's going to contaminate the craft. So we don't want to do that. Success is really just plugging into the right attitude. It has nothing to do with who you are, what you know, what you can do. It's really about having that proper attitude. And as long as we are not looking and chasing for success in that ambitious way, it will find us. And this is true for any realm, but Virgo really is teaching us that we don't need to be worrying about what people think about us. And we also, again, with the opposition of Pisces, we don't need to be victimized by our work and everything that we are building. We don't need to be victimized by the path of realizing our dreams. So, my advice is stop comparing yourself to others. Just be yourself. A lot of good work goes into when people make things look easy. So much work goes into it. Thinking anything else is entitlement. With this full moon, we can eliminate these obstacles, which is why I am offering that full moon workshop to help you eliminate these problems of entitlement and laziness. There's no way around it. We need to manifest our talents, our ideas. Ruled by Mercury. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Ideas, thoughts, communication. Be happy and appreciate you have the health to work. It's time to make these changes. Meditate over the question during this full moon in Virgo and on what your next step is. Very important. Okay? So, if you're interested in the daily breakdown of the week, please follow me on Twitter, Instagram. You can also check out my site, arikxander.com. Everything is available there that I was talking about. And I really wish you all a very happy full moon and Chiron moving into Aries. And I hope that you find the sweetness in your work and that you're really able to truly love what it is that you do. If you enjoyed this, please like it, subscribe, and so that you can get future updates. And I thank you all for being the one who makes a difference by using Astrology. Okay, until next time, see you later.